These motherfuckers don't care about anything.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we're breaking down an exchange between Brian Tyler Cohen and Bill Maher that digs into how Democrats react to Republican strategies and whether personal interactions with politicians actually lead to meaningful change. The discussion gets pretty lively, and it raises some fair questions about Maher's current approach. I've followed his work for a long time, and while I've agreed with him plenty in the past, some of his recent commentary feels different enough to spark debate. Open dialogue across political lines is important, but there's also a point where conversation alone may not lead to real progress. That balance is what makes this clip worth watching. I'm genuinely curious where you stand on Maher these days. Are his takes still landing for you, or have you drifted away from his perspective? Share your thoughts in the comments and let's get into the clip.
I mean, I kind of did that as wishful thinking, but this is where it circles back to the Seth Rogen show. Because them casting the president and vice president slot is exactly that episode.
Yeah.
They're going to start out.
Totally.
They're going to go, okay, we can't have a woman.
Yeah.
Because we just had two and they lost. But we can't have a white man. Or we have to have some non-white man
I think,
presence on the ticket. So it's going to be, okay, so it's going to be, say it's Gavin, and then it's going to be like, okay, and then, Pete Buttigieg, because he's also gay. Okay, but then what are you saying? That gays can only get the sex, and they're going to do the exact episode?
Probably. I mean, that's.
I know.
You know, I mean, look, the reality of the situation is that Democrats are the Big Ten party, and there are a lot of coalitions that are represented. It would be a hell of a lot easier to be a Republican. You're just a bunch of old Christian white guys, you know? And so...
Well, I would hardly call Trump a Christian.
Well, I mean, but that's who he panders to. You know, he's certainly not pandering to the atheists out there.
No.
So, I mean, that's their problem to deal with. The fact that they have that they have accepted as their deity a guy who, you know, I mean, not exactly not exactly embracing the ideals of Christianity on a daily basis.
Question to me is like a perfect example of how people want something in the middle. I'm hoping to give them that. And on either side, they're ridiculous. I mean, the Republicans are definitely too white male, and the Democrats are definitely too, we got to check the box first. And America just wants something where we just, okay, we acknowledge our terrible racial past.
Yeah.
I think most Americans think it's apropos to not just acknowledge it, but make certain remedial steps. But it's a different world than it was back in, you know, when we were as bad as Iran. And it's also not correct to completely throw merit over the side of the ship.
Well, I actually think that the defining factor in this upcoming election, again, to predict something that I have no idea if it's going to pan out or not, is not going to be political ideology. It's actually just going to be a willingness to fight. And I think that far and away is going to be the number one thing. Democrats for so long have felt like the party of strongly worded letters. And for somebody like me who has grown up in the Trump era, like I've come of age in the Trump era, and I've watched as these motherfuckers don't care about anything. Like, we're out here saying like process, norms, institutions, and they're like, we don't give a fuck about any of those things. Democrats are like, oh, the parliamentarian says no. Republicans are like, fire the fucking parliamentarian. And this has been my whole life in politics, watching this play out, where Democrats will play by the rules in hope of some elusive reciprocation that never arrives.
Brian opens with a sharp observation, saying Democrats often respond with statements and letters rather than decisive action. That idea resonates with many people online. He also points out that Democrats represent a wide range of communities and viewpoints, which can be both a strength and a challenge when it comes to unified action. In contrast, Republicans often operate with a narrower focus and a clear plan, prioritizing strategy and outcomes. Brian explains that this difference shapes how each party is perceived. He recalls growing up in an era when some Republican leaders openly rejected traditional political norms, choosing bold moves over caution. Meanwhile, Democrats often feel pressure to follow every rule and process, even when others don't. This contrast becomes clearer when Bill suggests both parties face similar criticism. Brian pushes back, explaining that calls for representation and inclusion aren't the same as political labeling. He emphasizes that modern politics is increasingly driven by confidence, clarity, and persistence. The question becomes how one side can maintain its values while matching the determination of the other.
We'll say, okay, Mitch McConnell says he's going to put forward these new rules about the Supreme Court. Democrats get fucked. The parliamentarian says we can't include something. Democrats get fucked. Like every single instance is Lucy pulling the football away from Charlie Brown.
They have no shame.
And they have no shame.
You have to start with that. When Mitch McConnell did that and said, well, we've always done it where when a guy dies on the Supreme Court, whoever's president gets to pick. I know it's sort of weird because, like, 5 guys could die during one guy's term and no guys could die during another guy's term. So it's kind of a fuck system to begin with, but that's our system and we've always done it. And he just went, nope, not with this guy.
We're going to change that.
Like the law became make me.
Yeah.
So Trump did not exactly invent that. Mitch McConnell kind of invented that.
Correct.
And Trump ran with it. It was perfect for
him. He was
a
symptom of the larger disease, but the disease was there. But I think that, going back to that point, whether you are willing to come in there and actually fight back, and look, you can fight for virtuous things. Like you can fight for expanded access to healthcare, you can fight for women's reproductive rights, climate change, stricter gun laws, whatever it may be on the left. But like the key word is that you're actually willing to fight. And we just don't, Democrats are older, they are of a different generation, they don't have leadership that is going, for whom fighting and winning is going to be their MO, is going to be their North Star, and they need it.
But you also have to fight against your own parties or own factions fringe.
I feel like I think a big part of the reason that so many warring factions on the left are so unsettled right now is because we're not in power anywhere. And so now comes the point where everybody wants to come out of the woodwork and say, it's because of this. It's because you didn't do all of this like me, like my positions. It's because you didn't put forward these positions that I espouse. So there is no winning formula. And so as a result of that, everybody thinks their formula is the winning formula. And I think that once we win, all of a sudden it'll be like, oh, you're right, that's how you did it. Barack Obama won by doing X, Y, Z, that's how to win.
Yeah.
And it quells some of that turmoil that I think is brewing right now.
I don't disagree with that at all. I'm just saying, apropos to your question you asked a half hour ago or whatever it was, about do I regret going to that dinner?
Yeah.
Not in the least, because I now have standing with the Republicans in a way you don't, which is why they don't do your show and they do mine. Because, and I've said it a couple of times on my show already, I said, you know what? I went to the White House. A lot of people on the left said you shouldn't even do that. And then I told the truth. And they really came after me. Remember I had dinner with Hitler, according to Larry David? I mean, come on, man. Once you play the Hitler card, you lost. But okay. So what I can say to Republicans, and have said to them, is, you know what? I told the truth. I didn't shrink from that, and I took the heat from the left. Now I want you to do the same thing.
The conversation then shifts to Bill Maher discussing his dinner at the White House and the reaction it sparked, including jokes from Larry David. Given the current political climate, it's not surprising that personal interactions like that draw attention. Bill argues that being honest with political leaders, even when it draws criticism, should count for something. He suggests that those conversations might encourage broader understanding. Brian counters by pointing to moments in recent history, such as major Supreme Court decisions, where private conversations didn't change public outcomes. Those decisions had long-lasting effects regardless of behind-the-scenes discussions. Brian's point is that political leaders often listen politely but continue following their established agendas. Appearing on a show or attending a dinner doesn't necessarily translate into policy shifts. While Bill sees value in these interactions, Brian questions whether access alone leads to real influence or change.
You do it. You take the heat from the right because I want you to be honest. Do you really think it's cool to talk about running for a third term? Because I know you don't. And I have standing to say that to them because I already got my beating from the left about me telling the truth.
Yeah.
That's a really important weapon to have in your pocket.
If I agree up to the point where an important weapon to have, but like you said it yourself, this is a shameless Republican Party, and so when you come out,
Shameless, but at least they hear it.
I mean, I wrote a book whose title was Shameless. Like that is the title of my book, and that came out last year. And so like I get it, and I think that that's actually their greatest weapon, and.
In a way, yes.
Because how do you shame the shameless? What tool do you have? What public pressure can you impose on somebody for whom shame doesn't exist anymore?
To get back to what we were saying a little while ago, and I never finished it. I guess one of us don't. But like I was saying, why Trump is different in public, and I was saying his father, the way he was raised, he just has it in his head, and as a political animal, it's not completely wrong, that if you ever give an inch, if you ever show any weakness...
That's the Roy Cohen School of Management.
Right. If you ever apologize, say you were wrong about anything, it is interpreted by a certain percentage of the lizard brain as weakness.
Yeah.
And that's why in public, he never goes there. It's just always, you're an asshole and I'm right and I was never wrong and it was a perfect call, and there's just, I don't give an inch. But that's not who he actually is. That's what I found out. So the fact that I have more information than you, the fact that you would think that's bad, that I have more information.
No, I don't think it's bad that you have more information. I just think it doesn't count for anything.
It does.
If that's who he is in private, because nobody you don't get points.
I feel like
you don't get points for saying something. You don't get points for being self-aware in private. You get points for what you actually do on the world stage.
I'm not looking to score points.
Not you. I'm saying.
Brian reinforces that sitting down with powerful figures doesn't automatically alter how they govern. Private impressions don't outweigh public actions and decisions that affect millions of people. He references his book to highlight how confidence and assertiveness have become key tools in modern politics. Bill responds by saying that at least leaders are exposed to criticism in those settings, but Brian emphasizes that outcomes matter more than conversations. Policies, votes, and public decisions are what shape daily life, not private dinners or off-camera moments. Bill suggests that seeing a different side of leaders gives him deeper insight, but Brian questions what that insight actually changes for the public. Political tension, major decisions, and long-standing debates continue regardless. The discussion ultimately centers on whether access and civility are enough, or whether consistent action and accountability matter more. That's where the disagreement lands. Now it's your turn. Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more breakdowns. I will see you in the next one.